Welcome to another episode of In the Cave with Coach. Today I got one of my favorite cousins in here. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about some past, talk about some present, talk about some future. You know what I'm saying? But for right now, I'm gonna just let him introduce himself.
What's good? I'm Wayne Mullins. I've been cousins with my cousin all my life. And I'm happy to be in the cave with a coach, man, so thank you for having me here. I appreciate what you're doing, and anytime I can come through and drop something and, we could do something positive, man, let me know, and I'm here. Of course, because I want to keep it 1,000% real, it's always a struggle with me because I'm working.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if I ever can't do something or if I have to do something not quite when you ask, it's always because I'm working. It's not because I'm just chilling, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we all got a duty, dog, especially with the past that we have and the relationship that we have. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like we got a duty to try to support each other as much as we can. Because, you know what I mean, a lot of cats ain't make it here, man. And just being free and being able to do something with your mind and with your hands, bro. If you ask me to do something, I'm going to try to come to whatever the duty is. And I hope that it's a reciprocal. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you letting me come in the cage, man.
It's all good, man.
I keep saying the cage. I want to get it right. The cave. The cave, not the cage. Okay.
Never a cage.
Never a cage,
No.
brother. You right about that.
No. But man, it's all good, man. Anytime I ask you for something, man, you know what I'm saying? If you don't make it, I know why.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's
So,
all that's up with me.
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. But here we talk about the dealings of men and mental health. Because there's, everybody got a little something they're dealing with. And I just appreciate the guests that come out and actually feel, what's the word? They feel good enough to share their personal life with me, man.
Right.
So I really am appreciative of that, man.
No doubt, no doubt. I've seen some shows and, people do seem comfortable and they're really going over some serious things, you know what I mean? So I hope that I can do that here with you today, man. I'm ready to get started whenever you get started, you know what I mean? I might veer off a little bit because I can be a little long-winded.
Right.
You know me, so I don't really got to tell you that. I'm saying that for the benefit of the people that's checking us out, you know what I mean? Because I want to get it out, so here we are.
Yes, sir. And with that said, we're just going to jump right on if you don't mind.
Let me say this, though, if I don't mind cutting you off. I would like anybody that's listening to me to know, and he asked me to introduce myself. I should have said, look, I'm 51 years old. I'm going to be 51 January 25. At the time of this taping, I'm 50. I work a job, full-time job. I drive a truck. I make deliveries. Also got a little small paint business on the side. People use the word business. I consider it more of a hustle. You know what I'm saying? And I live in a house alone. I'm not married. I'm single, never been married. I'm raising my 17-year-old daughter right now. She'll be 18 soon. I got 4 kids altogether. I got another son that's smaller, another daughter that's smaller, and I got a son that's 26. But I didn't raise none of them. I only raised the one female that lived with me for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? So if we get into that, we get into that. But I wanted to let you know, any question that he asked me that I'm answering, that's the perspective that I'm coming with. I'm a single male, 51 years old, raising my daughter by myself.
That's what it is.
Sorry about the
No,
interruption.
it's all good, man. It's all good. Are you dealing with any childhood trauma?
Am I dealing with any childhood trauma? You know what? Honestly, I've watched a few shows. I know people talk about their childhood. Of course, I'm dealing with some childhood trauma, but if I'm going to be honest with you, my childhood trauma, for the most part, is petty. You know what I mean? It's petty. I got laughed at school sometimes. You know what I mean? I wasn't as popular as I wanted to be. That's childhood stuff, but I still deal with that today. You know what I mean? I was molested when I was a young man, you know what I'm saying? Very young. I'm talking like kindergarten age, you know what I'm saying? A family member, a male family member, you know what I'm saying, did some things to me. But it wasn't an ongoing thing. It was just something that I encountered. And I'm not gonna lie, I do think that affect me sexually with my promiscuity, if you want me to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know what
How,
I mean?
how could it not?
Yeah, I don't know for sure because I'm not a scientist or whatever or a therapist, but I think that in America, You know, molestation is the dirty little secret that a lot of people don't want to talk about because, you know, a lot of people deal with it. You know what I mean? And they dealing with it in some way or another. Do I think that it affects me today? You know, could be. You know what I mean? I know it was wrong. You know what I mean? Thank God that I've never molested anybody or anything like that. I have many, many reasons why that hasn't happened to me, or excuse me, why I have not engaged in that type of activity, and I think it's because of my family. Right. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I've done other things that I'm not proud of with people that were my age when I was a kid experimenting. Right. So you know what I'm saying? I never took the route that went on that came my way, molestation route. But you know what I'm saying? I think that, of course, like almost everybody else in society, I've been over-sexualized from a child. You know what I mean? Any other trauma that I'm dealing with, man, I mean, as a child, honestly, I can't say anything seriously except for that incident. You know, as a child, man, I can't even trip. I had a good childhood.
You did.
Because I had great parents, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
A lot of people might not say that or might not feel that way, but I'm old enough now, mature enough now to know what a good childhood was, you know what I mean? So honestly, I don't have a lot of childhood trauma, you know what I'm saying? I was never as popular as I wanted to be. You know, I was never really as athletic as I wanted to be, but that's just that's petty stuff in my book, you know what I mean, compared to what I know other people went through and what I've seen people go through, you know, in my lifetime, the stuff that I see kids dealing with now, based on the fact that all our families are basically, you know, disbanded and non-existent.
Right, right. And I'm gonna spin off of that because to me, when I looked at your household and your family, I was jealous as hell, man. For real. I was jealous as hell, man. Y'all had the house, y'all had the room nobody couldn't sit in, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I remember the organ was in there, and I would run through there and hit the organ and run out the room.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Wow.
And man, I was jealous as hell, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to look at it and be like, boy, damn. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I can't lie. You know, we had a nice home. You know, for people who don't know me, my mom and my dad was there the entire time, 51, my entire life. You know, of course, my mom passed away 17 years ago. But, you know, we was, of course, Mike knows this, we was very involved in church. Yes. You know, religion played a hardcore role coming up. My dad was a deacon growing up, and then he went into the ministry. But, you know, we had that religious backboard, you know what I'm saying, stuck down our spine. And then moms was there, and you had a male and a female African-American playing the roles that they should have played to keep their family together. And my dad was a hardcore worker, man. He scratched, he worked, and he got us, even though, and what's so critical about it is that I know how it looked, you know what I mean? But I was there for those 6 hours when my mom had to say, look, there ain't gonna be no lights because I won't be able to get down there to pay this bill until I got off. When I pay the bill, they'll have the lights back on tonight, if not first thing in the morning. So we sat there in the dark sometimes and things didn't get paid for, you know what I mean? But all in all, you know, my pops was an entrepreneur with the paint thing. You know the history on that. My dad was also a painter. That was his profession. And he just made things happen, man. And if you really want to get deep with it, you know, I don't know, you can pause me whenever you want. But what allowed that to happen was the time that we was living in where a woman was okay with being a woman and a man was okay with being a man. And they took on those roles, you know what I'm saying? And out of that, you know what I'm saying, out of that duty that they accepted, and that was our culture at one time, they was able to have a tight-knit family, and it looked like we was doing pretty good, and we were, based on some of the stuff that went on, which is why I can't complain about my childhood. Now, if you want to complain about the fact that I couldn't listen to certain music, I couldn't go to dances, there was times we couldn't go to movies, you know, my sisters could not wear pants. But ultimately, that saved my life, bro. Because if that was not our situation, I probably would have been in the penitentiary or dead a long time ago.
I feel you, man. And your dad is my favorite uncle.
That's what's up.
But on that note, we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
And we'll come right back.
All right.
Like always, man, I want to thank y'all for rocking with me, man. But I need y'all to like, comment, and subscribe, man. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. I want to keep bringing the content to you, man, so you can get it. Again, thank you. Hey, welcome back. During the break, we was talking a little bit about some stuff, man, and you asked me, what am I doing to combat being out of my comfort zone?
Right.
Yeah. I'm just trying to talk more, speak more. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be more engaging, but at the end of the day, man, I hope this don't come off too harsh, but I know the people as a group, they full of shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, you can have individuals, that's okay, but when you get them in a group,
Right.
it's a lot of bullshit going on. Yeah. And I'm not big on the bullshit, you know, because all my life I've been a listener. You know what I'm saying? So I pay attention to everything. You know what I'm saying? I very rarely speak. You know what I'm saying? But I pay attention, and I know people full of shit, man. And what bothers me the most? Some people lie so much that it's the truth to them. You know, some people are professional liars.
Right.
You know, and me speaking more, you know what I'm saying, and I know you lying,
Right.
but I'm still talking to you.
Right.
That's different from me. You know what I'm saying? But I am trying, because what I always say is, I'm fucked up.
Right.
But it's okay.
It's okay.
Because I'm actually working on becoming a better person.
Right.
Yeah. So.
I agree with you 1,000%, man. We all fucked up in some way. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I will tell you that for me, it's hard to have unreal conversations. That's why I was happy to come here, because I knew I would be able to say what's really on my mind.
Right.
And based on the surroundings that we in, it's gonna be heard.
It's gonna be heard.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so it's hard for me to have unreal conversations, and I really do believe that goes on with us in groups, you know, a lot. And it's hard because some people mentality ain't ready to have real conversations.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to seek those people out, and I think that a venue like this is something to do that. Also, getting back to what you were saying about getting in your comfort zone, me personally, bro, I mean, you stepping out, you doing something different, you know what I mean? I just think that if you serious and you love it, and you should, because even before you brought this, you know, I love media. I love being able to transfer ideas, you know what I'm saying, and distribute them, especially if they positive. But you know what I mean, knowing what I know about you and doing what you're doing, you should try to make it your craft and practice on it, you know what I mean? Not even just speaking, but even writing. Because the more that you sit and you write out your thoughts, when you get ready to flow your thoughts, they there for you. You know what I mean? They there for you because you've been playing with them already. I would say on pen and paper, but nowadays it's on screen. You know what I'm saying? And you read your stuff to yourself. Like, you know, I've spent a lot of time writing stuff and reading my stuff back to myself. And unfortunately for a girl that was with me at the time, forcing them to listen to stuff that I've written down.
Right.
And this goes for raps up into monologues where I was just thinking about different thoughts and I wanted to get them down on paper, or, you know, get them down where I was gonna be able to get my hand on them. So I think that you should definitely keep going. I think that you should, and what people don't understand a lot of times is, man, there's a lot on the other side of the camera for the few minutes that you see on the camera. So I know that it's a chore. I know that this is a duty, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, yo, I'm watching TV, let's go do the podcast, you know what I'm saying? This is a lot of work goes into this. But as long as you do that, you stay on that, I think you'll get more comfortable, you know what I mean? And me personally, I think you should add in your personal content, man. People want to know who Coach is, you know what I'm saying? So even when you're not in the cave, you know, if you wake up and you feel like you want to drop something while you eating breakfast or something, drop something, man. You know what I'm saying? Record that thing and then put that thing out, you know what I'm saying? And if you downtown and you shopping and you see something, you know what I'm saying, that really triggers something, and you like, man, I want to talk about that, but you might forget it. Nope, record right then while you're sitting there. You know what I'm saying? And it won't do nothing. All it will do is sharpen your skills, is what I was trying to say. So, you know, hopefully I ain't go too long-winded on that.
No, man. I appreciate that, man, because, again, I asked the question. You
Yeah,
know
no
what I'm saying?
doubt,
So,
man.
so advice is needed.
Yeah, no doubt. But get comfortable with it, bro. Get comfortable with it because this is the future. You know what I'm saying? This is the future, man. And I really believe that, you know, you can really, thoughts and ideas are such valuable and fragile things, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't have a depository for them, then they just get lost into the atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, at this days, in this day, at this time where we at in the world, it's just so much that, like for instance, you can make something, bro, and it can be on the other side of the planet tomorrow or later this evening. You know what I mean? So these gifts that God has given us, man, it's just like, yo, we got to. And I don't know a person that is alive that don't feel like there's something they need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Because I know inside me, it feels like it's something I need to be doing. You hear because you feel like, yo, there's something that I need to be doing. You know what I mean? So we have to find a way to bottle that, for lack of a better term, right now. We need to bottle that because that, you know how people put the note in the bottle and threw it out in the ocean? You know what I mean, dog? We may not never see the manifestation of these ideas that we sharing, but we never know who's gonna dust us off 60 years from now and be like, this is how we get ourselves back together. You know what I'm saying? Because now we got a path. People was dealing with shit even before. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what's gonna happen? But I'm out on a limb now. I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
All good, man.
I'm out on a limb now.
all good.
This is what make me different, bro. You know what I mean?
There it is.
This
You
is
know what
what's
I mean?
crazy about me. You know what I mean? This is the kind of shit people got to deal with. They dealing with me, which is why I don't have a lot of friends. You know what I mean?
And I mean, on that one, I don't have a lot of friends either, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I have a few people, but what I had to figure out is where are they in my life?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because some people look at who I hang with and they're like, it don't mesh up. You know what I mean? And then what I say, it don't mesh up for you. I know where they are in my space. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because everybody don't deserve all of your attention. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't even deserve to be in your space.
This is true.
But if you allow that, then you know why. Because I got some friends I hang with just to laugh. Because all we go do is laugh, lie, and talk shit.
Right.
And I know that. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody got their time and
Yeah,
place, you know?
yeah. But as long as you know who and why you hanging with them, it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's okay. But I'm gonna ask another question, man.
Okay.
I guess I could. What's the worst thing you remember from your childhood? Is it something worse than the molestation?
You know what, bro? Honestly, that's a terrible memory. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's a terrible memory. And I hate to get here and say that there's stuff worse than that, but you know, there ain't really nothing physically worse than that. You know what I mean? I think that if you asking me as a grown man, right? And we was just talking about how I came up. What the worst thing I remember, or the worst feelings that I have about my childhood, is that there was a lot of opportunity there. You know what I mean? That I wasn't wise enough. And I'm gonna say it, even though I had great parents, they were busy working and they wasn't wise enough. You know what I mean? To say, hey, this is an opportunity, you just gotta stick with it. You know what I mean? I gave up, I quit. If stuff wasn't uncomfortable, you know, like I remember one time, this is the kind of shit you're talking about, where it's like my parents, they paid for us to be on the team at the park, at the local rec, right? And it was like a lot of kids wasn't getting that shit because I was the only Negroid on the team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I stayed for a while, but then I was like, oh, you know what? I'm the only black, I'm not going back. And my parents didn't make me go back. You know what I mean? And I regret stuff like that because that don't build character. You know what I'm saying? That don't build character, bro. And it's like, really, they should have went harder on me and should have been like, now you got to be better than all of them. You know what I mean? And who knows what potential would have rose up out of me if I had been forced to stay on that track. Not just with baseball. You know what I mean? But just a lot of stuff like that, man. I had mad opportunity as a child, bro. And I did not, attack any of it. I wasn't wise enough to really grasp it. And unfortunately, my parents were either not wise enough or too busy maintaining a place for us to eat, sleep, and shit to say, hey, look, let me open your brain up and make you understand things that you ain't even equipped to understand right now. It's my job to help you understand these things. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, I'm gonna get some water.
That's all good. Because what I'm gonna do is, you mentioned baseball, man, and eventually, as these interviews go on, man, people gonna learn a lot more about me. You know what I'm saying? Bits and pieces. But when you mentioned baseball, I was pretty good at baseball. Me and my bro Keith, man, it's like we played every position. You know what I'm saying? But my best position was pitching. You know what I'm saying? But I could hit left-handed and right-handed.
Wow.
And this is rec baseball, right?
Right.
So God bless the dead, a guy named Fred Buxton from Saxon Holmes, right? He knew me and Keith was, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we used to have home run derbies, who could hit the most home runs left-handed. I'm right-handed, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm the pitcher and he was the back catcher.
Right.
So we did our things. Fred went out of his way, man, and he bought one of the minor league coaches to watch us play.
Wow.
Yeah. So this Saxon Home now, this the hood.
Oh, I know.
So we in there playing, right? And me and Keith, we not knowing, so I'm just cutting the fool. I'm hitting left-handed home runs, pitching and all that. So I got an invite a week later. I got an invite to come try out for a minor league team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, Fred was like, man, you need to go, man. This could change your life. But I'm thinking, nah, nigga, I got a pocket full of crack. You know what I'm saying? I need to go do this.
Right.
You see, I couldn't see past the little $1,000 a week. I couldn't see, not knowing baseball players make.
I mean, it's beyond.
But
Beyond words.
I couldn't see past it, and I didn't have no guy. I didn't have nobody telling me nothing else.
Right.
You know, it was just fun. But after I get finished playing baseball, I'm gonna go sell this crack. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that part, I missed that part. But what do you do?
I mean, ain't nothing you could do at this point, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. And, you know, hopefully, you know, I'm frustrated a lot of times, and I don't know if this goes with the mental part of it, because I'm frustrated psychologically a lot of times because there's no program for us to, you know what I'm saying, help younger cats coming up not miss the opportunities that we miss. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's where we are with that, bro. You know, and I recognize that in my life, and that's why I say people feel like there's something that they need to be doing, because we all need to be giving back. You know what I mean? If you have missed your opportunities, the only thing that you can do to, you know, kind of make up for that is to help your children first and foremost. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then just help all the kids in the community. And, you know, I don't want to be racial, but first, you know, you're looking at our people, you know what I mean? Our people, man, we need help, bro. You know what I mean? I would love to just be in a position where I could just have a program. And there's so many people with money that don't do it, you know what I mean? Where you could just train kids how to think. And you know what, now things are changing. It's like we on the real threshold of so many things changing, because like now you college kid, you can get like $1 million for your image, you know what I mean? So people are in opportunities where you don't have to make it to the big leagues necessarily, you know what I'm saying? You can change people's lives if you can recognize the opportunity, you know what I mean, and be set up to take advantage of it. And that's just something that we weren't getting at the time. You know what I mean? There's a lot of opportunities, dog, that went past me. The one you said is like life-changing. And I'm gonna give you another one since we're talking about it, but this is not even like that kind of money, because the minors could have flipped you to the majors.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? So you're talking serious money. Or you could have been a minor guy, but maybe got a rep around here, and they've been like, oh, you know, let's get a coach over here to do this commercial for this grocery store or for this thing. I've seen people make money because they just had a good college career, and they stayed local. You know what I mean? But for me, one time, Delta, I had filled out an application with them because somebody was, you know, asking me to do it, and I wasn't really taking it serious. They wanted to fly me to Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, to have an interview. But by the time they called me, I had got a job with another one of our cousins unloading trucks. You know what I'm saying, at what used to be Rich's.
Right.
And it was just that peer pressure of trying to follow up the next man, not recognizing my opportunities. I just wanted to hang out. It's cool, I'm over here working with my cousin, and we're gonna be able to act fool, you know what I mean? I was not interested at all, but dog, people retire from Delta. You know what I mean? That could have been a great job. It could have changed my life and a couple lives of the kids that I, have fathered and whatnot. So who knows, bro? I mean, I just wasn't equipped to recognize opportunities. And like, obviously my parents, I wish they would have been in a place to step in and be like, no, you're unloading trucks, bro. You're about to fly to Atlanta to do this interview because Delta is a real company. It's a real job. It could be a real career. But they didn't have that type of knowledge at the time based on where they was coming from, out of the country, maintaining, a family of 5 children. They was doing the best they could, and they did great. You know what I'm saying? They did great, but they just didn't have that type of awareness to recognize opportunities like that. And, that's what we need to do for our kids and what we need to do for the community. You know what I'm saying? If we ever get the opportunity. But to be honest with you, dog, I know I'm long-winded. I don't never know if I'm going to have that opportunity. And things like that fuck with my mind. That's the kind of stuff that's on my brain. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, why am I here, bro, if I'm not going to make a difference? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know, dog. That, to me, I don't know if that's mental health. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I have a burning desire in my brain to be doing something that is going to end up being much bigger and is going to last beyond me living. You know what I'm saying? And it really eats at me that I don't feel like I'm onto it yet. So, maybe that will, that I don't know if that's a mental health issue, but I feel like it could be because it stays on my brain all the time. You know what I mean? I'll throw it back to you.
We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back in a minute.